Hello, everybody. Today we are chatting with Robert Maute, Director of Channel Partnerships from Krisp. Robert, welcome back to the Tech Matchmaker. We're super excited to hear what's new with Krisp. So for those that missed your last episode, can you give just a little bit of a background about yourself for us?
Sure, Gina. It's great to be here. Thank you for having me back. I'm a tech junkie. I have been in the space forever, moving and shaking to whatever that next technology is. I love the challenge. I love things that are new. I've been doing this for many years and had joined Krisp about a year and a half ago. I had done work with them in previous years in a previous life when they were a supplier in our portfolio. So I got to peel the onion back before I really went there. It was pretty neat. I saw them from the distributor side and then got to work directly with them.
Excellent. And just refresh everybody's memory. What is the elevator pitch for Krisp?
Yeah, so we focus on allowing contact centers to operate globally. You don't really have to worry about, with Krisp, you don't have to worry about where you're serving your customer from, right? We basically knock down communication barriers that cause frustration on service calls. So your agents and your customer have a better experience. So we do that with noise cancellation as our primary product. It's bi-directional. We also have voice isolation. So if there are multiple people speaking in the room, we can isolate just on that one voice. And that alone has significant impacts in KPIs. And then the next product that we sort of launched was accent conversion. So we can take a heavy accent and we can convert that into a North American accent, a UK English accent, and coming soon an Australian accent. So it can serve multiple markets for outsourced contact center agents that may operate in India, the Philippines, Latin America, South Africa. We can allow them to serve those domestic North American markets, UK markets, and the Australian markets.
Excellent.
So we do that, and we do that all without changing any of the customer's infrastructure or the process. This is a simple application that installs on the user's device, and all of those services are available in one application that can be easily managed by the IT team.
And I'm going to give you a plug for non-contact center because I use Krisp for the noise canceling as well, and it works phenomenally. So absolutely. And I know we had you on the show last November, I believe it was. Mm-hmm. And we got a look at what you do, like you were saying, the noise canceling and that. But what's new? Because I know you got some new stuff coming out or that's out already, and that is really impressive. And you alluded to it a little bit there, but should we take a look?
Yeah, I'll talk quickly about two things. The first thing that we're really looking at is we're starting to get into the tools that allow agents to perform better outside of just speech. So agent assist, knowledge chat, and other services like that. And then also supervisor assist. How do we score the call with the agents? And because we do that all on device, nothing is saved. We do it right there. It's highly secure. Like an enterprise company doesn't have to give up their call recordings in order to understand how the agents are performing. That's coming down the pipe. We're there right now. We're trialing and working with several BPOs and customers today. But where we're really sort of hitting the ball out of the park right now is with the voice translation. What was a new product 16 months ago is now being launched into enterprise customers that are highly concerned about compliance and safety. And we're basically replacing Language Line. We're replacing TransPerfect. We're basically also filling the multilingual needs for contact centers. And it's synchronous. So 1 to 2 seconds into that conversation, okay, the AI is going to come in over the top of the agent's original voice and translate from my English to Spanish and the agent's Spanish to English for me. Real time, synchronous, and we're starting to see it in some really big opportunities.
And so with that, do we want to show everybody watching here today what we're going to see?
Sure. So what you'll see here is our full portfolio, noise cancellation and voice isolation. Then we'll transition to accent conversion. And then we'll show live voice translation, English to French, with two of our agents.
Hello, my name is Ishika and I am a call center agent from India. Today I want to show you how Krisp helped me eliminate communication barriers and have clear, productive calls with customers. Can you hear the noise around me? That's pretty usual in call centers. Let me show you how I handle that. The noise is gone now. With just one click, Krisp noise cancellation removes all distractions. The best part is that I can also cancel the noise coming to me from the customer's end, ensuring a clear audio line on both sides of the call. Now you can hear that I have a natural accent. In this industry, accents can sometimes lead to misunderstandings, repetitions, and agent fatigue. Krisp can help with that too.
Here, I just turned on crisp accent conversion. I still sound like myself, but clearer and easier to understand.
I have turned it off so you can hear the difference. Let me turn it back on.
Crisp accent conversion allows me to focus on solving the customer's issue. The customer feels more confident too, because the conversation flows naturally.
Now, let's address another big barrier, language. Krisp offers real-time AI voice translation. Let me show you. I'll have a quick chat with my colleague who speaks French. You will hear the translation synchronously as we speak in our original languages. Hello Agnes, thank you for joining today for this
Bonjour
demo.
Agnès,
I'm so
merci
glad
de m'avoir
we can
rejoint
talk in different
aujourd'hui
languages
pour cette
and
démonstration. Je
understand
suis
each other
tellement
clearly
content
without
que nous
solving
puissions
full
parler dans
grammar
différentes
confusion.
langues et toujours nous comprendre clairement sans ralentir la conversation.
Bonjour Ishika. En effet, c'est une excellente
Hello,
idée,
Ishika.
surtout pour les centres d'appel
Indeed, it's an
qui
excellent thing. And especially for call centers that serve multilingual clients, voice translation can really change things by removing barriers and creating stronger connections.
That's true.
C'est vrai.
Crisp more than 80
Krisp peut prendre en
languages
charge
across the
plus de
world.
80 langues dès le
Centers
départ
expand
et dans les
their
centres d'appel à
delivery
élargir leur
seamless
portée et à
experiences
offrir des
without extra
expériences
effort.
sans interruption, sans effort supplémentaire.
C'est impressionnant. Avec un tel outil
That's
de
impressive.
accompagnement et efficacité,
With such a tool, agents gain efficiency and clients feel understood from the very first word.
Thank you, Agnes. So, we have seen how Krisp removes background noise, improves accent comprehension, and even translate conversations in real time. Thank you for watching this demo.
Wow, that's impressive, Robert. What impacts are you seeing it have in the space? Like I'm envisioning, our talent pool for hiring just got a lot larger, and the over like I know multi-language agents are often more costly for contact centers. That disappears with this too. What are some of the other benefits?
Yeah. So accent conversion alone really expands the agent pool for contact centers. There's a limited number of agents that are available outside of the U.S. that have the English, competency to actually serve a North American market. By eliminating those accent concerns, that agent pool increases significantly, customer satisfaction goes up. So enterprises that either have their captive agents overseas or they outsource can now see big improvements in both their KPIs, their average handle time, their first call resolution, but also have a much larger agent pool than they previously had. For multilingual, what we're seeing is the cost associated with that. So if you look at Language Line and TransPerfect, right? Both of them are third parties, and they've been the standard for years.
Absolutely.
Healthcare companies utilize them extensively because they are required by law to serve a certain number of languages for their customers, or they can be fined.
Yeah.
right? So some of those languages, they may get 3 or 4 calls a month. Some of them, they may get hundreds, right? Or thousands or whatever it may be. A language line has been the go-to tool. But with language line, you're bringing in a person to the call. So you have to bridge that up. It's not immediate. It can take minutes, sometimes double-digit minutes to get somebody to the call, depending on the language. And then you have that activity of like, there's a person there that's doing that. I don't know what the security risks are in that situation, but what we see is we have enterprise customers that are basically looking at this as a replacement for Language Line and TransPerfect, and the savings can be north of 65%.
Wow.
So it's being adopted rapidly. We're showing 95% accuracy in our translation rates. This is from the customer, right? What we're seeing is we're replacing 90% of the calls that previously went to a third party with AI. Only 10% of the calls need to be escalated to a live person in order to handle that. That's reducing average handle time by 30% because it's synchronous versus the consecutive model that is a third party, where the third party listens to the entire comment from the one side and then translates it to the other and does the same thing back and forth. We're synchronous. There's a 1 to 2 second delay both ways for those agents where the AI comes in over the top. Zero concerns with one of our recent case studies about safety or compliance with our AI. So this is like a game changer for contact centers that are looking to serve multilingual customers, and the challenges with hiring the right number of speakers in a particular language, availability, churn, all of the things that are typical to a call center, but now make all of your agents multilingual. And what is really, really cool is traditionally we've done this by the IVR basically sending a Spanish call to a Spanish person,
Right.
Person that has they're set up for Spanish. In I think it's 10 days, we're going to have language auto detection. So rather than have to either route it through an IVR or push whatever, we will detect the customer's language in a couple of seconds, notify the agent, and configure everything so that conversation can go forward without any interaction from the agent side, which typically was choose the language that you're looking for or have it preset and have the IVR send it to you. So just lots of really good things going on in the voice translation space that are really impactful, both cost-wise and KPI-wise for contact centers.
I love that. What would be like one of the best use cases for your new functionality? You've covered a lot. Like you've talked about BPOs, you've talked about, the Spanish and being through the IVR. Is there a use case you'd like to highlight for us?
Yeah, so I talked a little bit about it as we were talking. We've got a healthcare company that they required a pretty extensive proof of value, right? As we went through it and we started to work with them, we out of like 900 calls, okay, we handled 810 of them with AI at a reduced average handle time of 30% and an average cost savings of north of 65% versus what they were paying. As we said, there was zero concern about compliance or safety in those translations. And it's really cool. I mean, we have a feature in there that will score every single call, identify where there might be a mismatch in terms of translation, and allow you to, allow the system to learn and coach the system on, how that translation should appear going forward.
It's the numbers are mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Like I can't even imagine the dollars behind it for the large enterprises. Tell me what you've mentioned 1 to 2 seconds or whatever. What does the latency look like, and what could impact the latency in production? Because I think it's locally stored, correct? And so, like, is there anything on the customer side that could impact the latency that might end up hurting CSAT?
So because our product operates on the device, of course, we do extensive testing up front, or research up front to make sure that the device can handle the footprint or the resource requirements of our software, right? And every quarter, our team, the rate at which we're innovating and iterating is incredible. We keep reducing, that requirement on a regular basis. So we very rarely run into a device that's not going to function as long as the agent doesn't have 16 tabs open and something running in the background. So no, that would be the biggest risk. But really, the way the core function is on the device. We leave the device. It's the only solution that we have where we actually leave the device and everything's not done there. Voice translation goes out. It taps into our AWS on the back end, hits the large language model. We haven't been able to shrink that down so it fits on a laptop yet. And then it sends the translation back. So that's, you'll see a 1 to 2 second delay in when I start talking and when the AI comes in over the top. What we do is we can either eliminate the voice altogether of the original speaker or adjust it as we see appropriate. What we find is if we leave a little bit of that voice in there, okay, the agent who's listening to the customer can hear when they're talking in their original language. They don't understand it, so it just becomes white noise. And the translation over the top, which they understand, becomes the dominant, it becomes what they hear. And they know during, there's that 1 or 2 second where there might be some dead air. There's voices, they know there's voices in there. They're not hearing dead air at any time. Everybody's talking through at a good consecutive clip.
Excellent. Are you seeing any languages or regions in particular that are the demand is higher right now?
So the demand is huge for Spanish, of course. We see a lot of French, German. We've got some Russian. But there's about 10 core languages, and we've got 61. So we can serve in 61 languages. We test those languages for accuracy. Our top 27 have been fully tested, by us, and then there's others that we've, the LLM model that we're using has been confirmed for that, right? So it's a super reliable, very functional, easy to use product when it's in a one-to-one communication environment.
Excellent. What's next for Krisp? I mean, since November, that's a huge amount of change already. So
yeah.
What's next? What's on the roadmap?
Yeah, the pace is quick. We've got a couple things that we're doing around deepfake detection and agent voice identification, which is important for the space. But I think one of the things that's really neat about what we're doing is, obviously we've got the tools that allow voice-to-voice communication on that front end of the CX journey, right? What we've also done is we have an SDK product. That SDK product sits in the infrastructure of conversational AI platforms, some of the large telco CCaaS providers, and provides noise cancellation, can provide accent, it can provide voice translation. But one of the products we have called Viva is basically a coach to the AI agent. Not only does it eliminate noise and background voices, so the agent gets a clear signal, and we've showed where if we turn it off in a noisy place, the AI agent starts going crazy and things start falling apart. With the noise cancellation and the voice background voice cancellation on, it can operate very clearly there. But what we also do is we will coach it so that when you start talking, if I'm an AI agent and I'm giving you some instructions, you start talking, we immediately tell it's time to stop and listen. And we also coach it when the proper time is to respond. So intent, inflection, word choices. So if you come to me and I'm an AI bot and I say, we have availability Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday at noon. And I go, Wednesday. A bot's going to go, okay, great, Wednesday. We'll send you a text with the meeting invite, right?
Yeah.
It's not ready to respond yet. So we're basically improving the front end of that customer engagement for both the AI agents side, on the AI agent side, and on the, the live person-to-person voice side.
Very, very interesting. So it's like getting into the quality side, right? And I think you mentioned sentiment before and everything else. That's a changer for sure and a differentiator in the market.
Yep.
Is there anything, Robert, that you'd like the audience to know that I haven't asked you about today?
I talk about this at every event where I get up and speak, and I ask people if they know who Krisp is, and some people raise their hands. Most of them because they have kids who are gamers and they use Discord. Right? My son thought I was really cool when he found out I was going to Krisp because he sees it on Discord all the time. But I mean, we're on 200 million devices today, and we cleanse 80 billion minutes of traffic a month, which is pretty significant. And I ask all the time, who drives a Tesla? If you drive a Tesla, right, and you engage Grok, our software is helping make that communication more efficient and more effective. So while many people don't know about us, we've been around for almost 9 years now, and we've established a pretty broad portfolio of products that give us some real influence in terms of customer experience and customer success.
I love it. I love it. And to wrap things up, as you know, we always finish with a little bit of rapid fire. So what sound or noise do you love?
Sound or noise that I love. I love the low moan of my dog when I scratch his ears, and he just, it's like, so happy there. Love that noise.
And what sound or noise do you hate?
Screeching tires. It never leads to anything good.
And what profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
So I really, for many, many years, I've been a youth sports coach. And I've enjoyed it tremendously. But yeah, it's a little harder to make a living in coaching sports than it is. So I really have always enjoyed the coaching side. And it plays into business for me too. I do a lot of coaching here for my people and everything else, but I would love to be a coach in a youth program somewhere and have nothing to worry about but helping those athletes perform.
Love that. And Robert, if somebody wants more information about using Krisp, who should they reach out to?
They call you. I mean, you have a great understanding of what we do in the space in general. And thank you for what you do, and the awareness that you bring to others is fantastic. But, we're easy to find. You can reach out to me. You can reach out. I have 2 channel managers right now running east and the west, Nick Stocking and Laura Endress. You would be the best person for that because you could sort of guide them down the right road.
Perfect. Thank you so much again for joining us. We really appreciate it. And I'm just going to put it out there and say we look forward to having you again the next time you guys come up with something really fascinating. And
we'll have something pretty soon, I promise you.
Love it. It's one of the ones I love to put under our cool tools because it is definitely groundbreaking. So thank you so much for your time, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
You too.